Hi, welcome to DrayTek Vigor 3912 video series. My name is Seshu and I'm part of DVCOM support and training team. Let's go and see what are the topics that I'm going to cover in this video series. The first one is that we will discuss about the technical specifications. So in the technical specification section, I will talk about what are the interfaces are there, and what is the purpose of each and every interface, and what is the throughput for your NAT, and what is the throughput for your VPN, and how many hosts it's going to support, and how many internet connections that we can terminate in DrayTek Vigor 3912 router. And the next one is that I will explain to you the lab number one, if it is a general setup. So general setup means there is no VLANs, it's a completely a plain network. In the plain network, how I'm going to configure my DrayTek Vigor 3912 router. And you can see here in this lab topology in lab number one, port number 9, which is connected to my Vigor switch. And the port number 9 is going to act as my LAN interface, so that I will show it to you how to configure the IP address for the LAN interface. Then after that, how to enable the DHCP and DNS server. In case if it is required, we can able to do the MAC binding as well. And port number 5, I'm going to terminate to the internet connection. It's like a general basic setup, guys. So if your customer don't want to create any VLANs or anything, if you want to keep everybody into the same network, that time how you are going to set up your DrayTek Vigor 3912 router. That's what the lab number one. The second lab that I'm going to show it to you, in case if the customer has a multiple VLANs. For example, if you see here, there is a two VLANs which is configured. That is VLAN number 10 and VLAN number 20. And VLAN number 10 that is for users, and VLAN number 20 that is for finance. So that time how the DrayTek router is going to act as a gateway for these two VLANs. So this is, we can call it as a port based VLANs, guys. Port based is nothing but each and every interface which is connected, the specific VLAN for each and every interface is dedicated one specific VLAN, and those interfaces directly is connected to your DrayTek router. So inside the DrayTek router, we are going to configure the DHCP, DNS, and many more things that I'm going to show it to you how to configure it. Then after that, I'm going to show it to you how to terminate your WAN connection. After that, let's see how your traffic is going to send from user VLAN to the internet and finance VLAN to the internet. And also, if you want to make a communication between user VLAN to finance VLAN, from finance VLAN to user VLAN, how you are going to enable the routing. So these are the topics that I'm going to discuss about in lab number two. And if you go to the lab number three, it's a similar kind of lab number two. But the thing is that you can see here in lab number two, we discussed about port based VLAN. And here yeah, I'm going to talk about tag based VLAN. So which means uh, all the VLANs information, I'm going to send it to the DrayTek router by using single interface. So that is called tag based VLAN. Let's say if your customer is having almost 5 VLANs. So previously what I shown to you guys, from every VLAN, let's say this is my DrayTek router and this is my DrayTek switch. So in previous VLAN, previous lab, what I showed to you, I created two VLANs. For each VLAN dedicatedly, I kept one cable, guys. So this is belongs to VLAN number 10, and this is belongs to VLAN number 20. And similarly, if I created VLAN number 30, 40, 50, so that for each VLAN I need to keep one dedicated interface. So that is called port based. But the problem is that if I have a 10 VLANs, so for every VLAN what I have to do, I need to dedicatedly keep one interface, right? So that is not possible in real time. So that time we are going to implement the tag based. So the tag based is nothing but through one single physical interface which is going to carry all the VLANs. So I'm going to show it to you how to do that. For example, you can see here this is the port number 9 which is connected to my Vigor switch. From Vigor switch, how you are going to carry VLAN number 10 and 20 information. That's what we are going to see it. And after that, again the same scenario, how to enable the DHCP, how to configure the DNS. Then after that, once the port number 9, this is like a how you are going to tag the VLAN number 10 and how you are going to tag the VLAN number 20. Those things I'm going to show it to you guys. Then after that, how you are going to terminate your internet connection. Then after that, in case if you want, I can show it to you how to enable the routing between VLAN number 10 to VLAN number 20 and 20 to 10. That's what I'm going to show you. Then in my lab number 4, I will discuss about NATing. So especially if you want to access your resources from outside of your network. For example, if you see here, I have a RDP server which is connected directly to my Vigor switch, and I'm sitting at my home, and my from my home I want to access my RDP server. So how I'm going to access? So when the request is coming to my ISP, the first one, the ISP is going to send it to my Vigor router. Then after that, in the Vigor router, I'm going to enable the NAT. What type of NATs that it's going to support? Those things we are going to discuss it in lab number 4. Then after receiving that, how it's going to forwarding to my RDP server. This is what I'm going to show it to you guys. Okay. And in lab number 5, I will talk about site-to-site VPN, or we can call it as a LAN-to-LAN VPN. Let's say you have a multiple locations, or you have right now in this example, I just showed to you two locations. One is in, let's say, consider as my HQ, and other one I consider as a branch. So how you are going to enable LAN to LAN VPN between HQ to branch. So here the purpose of that VPN is you are trying to access your internal resources from, for example, most of the people they get confused. What is VPN? VPN is nothing but virtual private network. Virtual private network is nothing but access the internal resources, like for example, communication between private networks. Okay, these are my private networks over the VPN, over the public network. So that is called your VPN. Those things we are going to talk about it. Then, so basically the VPN is nothing but communication between private networks over the public network. That's it. So that's what we are going to do. So here you can say here I have my private network which is 192.168.10.0/24, and here 192.168.20.0/24. So now the people who is sitting in 10 network, they want to talk to 20 network, but they are in two different locations. So let's say this is in Dubai and this is in Sharjah. Okay, that time how you are going to enable the VPN between Dubai to Sharjah. So this is, you can call it as a LAN to LAN VPN. So the people who is sitting in Dubai, they're trying to communicate with Sharjah. The people who is sitting in Sharjah, they're trying to communicate to Dubai. This is what we are going to discuss about it. Then after that, hub and spoke. So here why I discussed about hub and spoke. Let's say that I have a location A and location B. So what you are going to do, from location A to location B, I need to configure one VPN tunnel, and location B to location E, I have to configure one more VPN tunnel. Let's say I have one more location, as recently my customer, he has opened one more location. So that time what I have to do, I need to configure from A to C, then C to B. Again from C to A, then C to B. If I have one more location, then I need to configure from A to D, then D to A, and D to B, and B to D, and D to C, then C to D. So I have to do these mini VPNs that I have to configure. It's big headache for me, guys, right? If it is just two locations, I can do that. But the problem is here, I have a multiple locations. That time, it's very difficult for me to configure multiple VPN tunnels between one location to another location. So that time, I just configured hub and spoke. So through hub and spoke, how I am going to achieve these things within, no need to configure multiple VPN tunnels. So one of the site that I'm going to configure it as a hub, and the remaining sites I'm going to configure it as a spokes. This is my spoke 1 and this is my spoke 2. So from spoke 1, I'm going to configure only one VPN tunnel, and from spoke 2, I'm going to configure only one VPN tunnel. From hub, I can configure one VPN tunnel, and I can configure another VPN tunnel towards spoke 2. So that time, whoever sitting in spoke number 1, then how they are going to talk to spoke 2. through your hub, they are going to communicate. So those things I am going to show it to you in lab number 6. And the same videos, what I am going to do, I will prepare it in EACS as well. So that's what I'm going to show it to you guys. So in case if your DrayTek router want to access from anywhere in the world, so that time how you are going to enable ACS, access control server. Through ACS, how I'm going to access my DrayTek router and how I'm going to configure the VPNs, how I configure the basic configurations, everything I'll show to you guys. So these are the topics that I'm going to cover in this entire video series. And if you have any sales related inquiries, please send us an email sales@datavoice.com. For support, please send us an email support@datavoice.com. I hope this has been informative and I would like to thank you for viewing.